Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain. Alright, so for this quest here, it's going to bring us back into House Kandaric, into the Everfull Flagon, to a man named Master Thwarp. Now this one here is for the Taming the Flames quest, which if you remember from the other ones, or if you watch the other ones, um, the quest, though it's in the Tavern the Giver, the quest itself is just outside here in the the immediate vicinity. There we go. So this one here is just up and around the corner. And then we gotta just hop down this little ramp here. Don't worry about falling off. You can't. There is a invisible wall here. Alright, so this one here, Taming the Flames, as you can imagine, there are a lot of fire elemental based creatures, both mephits and straight up fire elementals. Actually, as you can see, there are optionals for killing fire mephits and fire elementals, as well as one for killing earth elementals there as well. Okay. Alright, so as you approach, rather as you start to approach that flame shield, it does spawn in a mephit, so just be aware. Now, I want to point out that with all of these fire elementals that you gotta kill, a lot of them are respawning. So, like the ones here that we're killing now, they will eventually respawn.
You hear a faint call for help coming from
So,
the cave
the moment you enter in here, we have to actually head off to the right-hand side here, heading south. It does allow you to proceed north and go down the left path. However, until you go this way, you will not be able to unlock the path that you need to in order to continue to proceed. Alright. So there are a few spawn spots here. As you can see, fire elementals, most of them will spawn in these little, kind of like little flame jets there. In this case here, we do have some earth elementals that, as you can see, spawn in the moment you open up the door. So if you want, you can prepare yourself. Like, for example, I could have tossed down a turret, or any number of, if you have access to any type of spell or anything that you want to cast. Disco balls, flame walls, as though like the wall of fire, not super handy in here, as most of what you're fighting is fire based. However, in situations like this where it was just air mephits and earth elementals, obviously it would be effective. Alright. So now this quest does have a decent amount of random spawning traps. They are just the spike traps. They're usually in a small amount, so it's usually fairly easy to bypass, even if you aren't a trapper. Alright. So now we're approaching this room here. With this room, the objective is to get down and open that chest. Now, of course, you can run all the way around, or you can just hop down there. I do want to point out again, when you do open up this chest, it will spawn in some enemies, as well as it's also going to block off the exit there. So we got the chest. Now it's our way to make our way out. And once we reach the exit there, It's going to also toss up a barrier, forcing us to kill everything before we move on. Now, when I do say everything, I don't mean all these flame elementals. Rather, it will spawn in some mephits there. Or in this case, a mephit. And as you can see, it also respawns some of these enemies here in the next room. Alright, so now that we have our key, we can head back to the start. So one method is the moment you obtain the key, you can obviously use Dimension Door or stuff like that. Actually, Dimension Door is the only stuff like that. So you can use Dimension Door to teleport yourself back to the beginning of the quest in order to, you know, bypass the run up. Alright. So our next objective is to search for the Master himself. He is the guy located in the far north here. So we're just gonna... While we're here, I am also going to pull this lever, which will open up the door just down there.
As a massive portal
So one thing that makes these fire elementals annoying to kill is, okay, we'll just target his hit points there. As those flame jets go off, they actually heal the fire elementals, and we'll see. As you can see, they healed it for 60, and it goes off fairly often, so it can be difficult to kill them on your own. So just be aware that the fire itself will heal them. So at this section here, our path does split going east and west. It really doesn't matter which path you take. However, in order to get the full kill all the earth elementals, you do need to take both paths. And it does assist in getting the other two, the fire elementals and the fire mephits. It does assist in getting them as well by taking both paths. So we're going to start with the east, and then on our way back, as we do have to come back, we will take the other path there. Alright, so with this section here, as we enter and get far enough in, the flame walls appear and drop when you kill the fire mephits. So here we are. As we approach, as you can see, we can't actually get in. I'm gonna wait till that. There is a flame barrier, so we can't actually get them. So he's asking us to kill the mephits behind the door, and this is what that jeweled key is for, is to unlock that door right there. And then once all the mephits are killed, there is a chest in here, though I do believe it is locked. But it can be picked. So once you're picked, it's free loot. That's not terrible. And once they are dead as well, the barrier drops, and you can actually hop down
With
here
the enchantments lifted from
to
this room,
Master Thorpe,
Master Fulvio seems to be
or Master
regaining his
Fulvio.
power.
Alright, so once you come here, you just need to talk to him. So again, if you have Dimension Door, you can use the Dimension Door spell to bring yourself back to the beginning of the quest. So I'm gonna do that right now. Well, not Dimension Door, but run to the beginning. So I am aware that I am taking, again, the same path that I had taken before and not gone west. There is a reason for that, and that is because we still have to come back to him eventually. So this is where, if you have a group, you can actually speed things up a little bit, leaving one member of your party at Master Fulvio. That way, once you do get to that point and do complete the quest, having killed the madman who stole the scroll and pick up the scroll, you could just turn around and talk again to Master Fulvio and quest completed. So this quest can actually be kind of dangerous, like especially on Reaper difficulty and higher Reaper difficulty, due to the fact of the respawning fire elementals. It can just, several chances to respawn those Reapers there.
Your flows are starting to sink and slacken. You'd better move fast.
Alright. So this part here, as you can see, we do want to hop down and head east. There can sometimes be another like spike trap in here, usually right at the door. Alright, yeah, here we go. With a fire resistance, so this lava itself is pretty harmless. So you don't actually have to walk on the path and, run into the traps. However, you would still have to deal with those flame jets themselves.
Sharp crackling noise echoes from far below the earth, and the second quarter beam.
Continuing on again, same thing. We got to kill the mephits. Now, this one I want to stop to point out. They actually have a massive one. Like, it is huge, this mephit. Like, compared to the rest, like, he's a biggin. Most of the mephits you run into are nowhere near that size. Ooh. And we got a trap on the other side of our door. Alright. So, just a little bit further east here, past the door, we do have the Earth Ellies. Though they don't usually become active until you approach a little bit closer. In here, at the top right-hand side, there is a lever, right near the torch, as you can see. And that will open up the door for us here. Cool. We also have a resurrection shrine over here. Now these guys only again become active once we approach. And I generally like to clear them out, even though I never really need the resurrection shrine itself. It's just nice to clear them. That way, if on the off chance I do, I mean, it would suck to have died, resurrect, and have these two big brutes standing right over your body as you're resurrecting. Like, it just would not be a fun time. Alright. So now down the path here, as you see, we have some elementals, and we have our dude we had to kill. Now when he dies, respawns in a whole bunch of guys. And as you can see, there are two chests. Now one of them is just the scroll here that we're supposed to get. And then the other one is an actual loot chest. Now this will be considered the end chest, as once we return to Master Fulvio, there actually isn't any loot over by him. At least I don't believe... I don't remember there being loot there. But I'm pretty sure there isn't any loot by him. So that there would be your end chest, though it doesn't actually have any named loot either, so... And all that's left of this quest is to make our way back to the beginning. Now, as you can see, we're almost done on both the other optionals, both killing the fire elementals and killing the fire mephits. So you don't really have to go out of your way to get those kills. Just kind of kill them as you're going, but you just got to make sure to actually stop to kill them all. Now, one thing you'll also notice here, though, is we're not actually going to be obtaining the we won't be obtaining like conquest or anything like that. As you can see, well, we might actually. Usually I don't end up getting it, but to be honest, I tend to run past these fire elementals. Simply because they are respawning, and running past does have their advantages, because if you don't kill them, they won't be respawning. If they're not respawning, it won't actually respawn any Reapers either. So if you just kill off the Reapers and you leave them spawned in, that's it. You won't have to deal with any random Reapers as you're running through here. Alright, so just like before, as we approach, it's gonna jump up a giant firewall, and it's gonna have a bunch of mephits in the corner. Once the mephits die, down goes the barrier. Alright, so again, like so many times before, those mephits like to pop their head in. Just take them out and you'll be able to go down to Master's Thorpe. Now we are one elemental shy. I'm just going to hop around the corner here to where these fire elementals were spawning in, and grab our last one there. So there, it's, as you can see, it's a decent amount of experience, But again, yeah, we didn't actually get our conquest bonus. We do need to sit and kill those fire elementals a little bit. Um, so one thing a lot of people like to do in this quest is farm out the fire elementals. So we do have a winter festival, and during said winter festival, every fire-based element creature that you kill can earn you these coins. Now, you can use these coins for a variety of things, though for the most part, and to be completely honest, this festival is fairly outdated. Now, the best things you can get with these coins actually comes from the chests or during the winter festival comes from the chests, not killing the fire elementals. So, I mean, it is totally optional, but some people will farm that as well. For the monster manual under the elemental with the fire elementals, this is a great place to go through and kill them there. As, you know, endless respawns makes it, you know, one stop shop. And that has been Taming the Flames. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one, all.